was morning in the country, and George was eager to get outside.
It's just a little rain. I'll get you an umbrella. I know. Let's check the attic. Aha! I knew I had an umbrella.
George thought the cart was wonderful. It would be perfect for carrying stuff.
Huh. I really should get rid of some of this. You want that? Oh, sure. My first yellow hat. Now that's a keeper.
George loved his new cart. Now all he needed was something to put in it. It was too small for a cow. It could hold a ton of coconuts, but there were no coconut trees around. That's what George could put in it. Interesting sticks. By the time George got out of the woods, he had quite a collection.
Hiya, George. Hey, you want to try some delicious made out of apples that I picked myself apple cider? Do you want a whole bottle? That'll be $3.50, please.
Why don't you and Allie make a trade? That's what we used to do when we were kids.
Yeah. Ta-da! I like it, but I don't want to trade for a stick. I like the cart, though.
George wasn't sure he wanted to give up his new cart. But then again, that cider was delicious.
Now just remember, kids, once you make a trade, it's for keeps.
We know. Hey, and it squeaks, too. Here you go, George.
By the next morning, George had finished all the cider and was missing his cart. There were so many fun things he could be doing.
No!
Like playing hide and seek. Or carrying a pet fish around. But the cart was gone. Unless he could trade it back for something. Something Allie would like.
Can't have too many coat hooks. Keep. Sauerkraut? Oh, sure, whatever you need. Socko, oh, I haven't seen you in years. Keep.
You want me to trade the cart for a jar of sauerkraut? No, I'd rather have the cart. I'm kind of using it.
Maybe there's something else George has that you'd like.
Hey, yeah. Do you have a pony? Too bad. I always wanted a purple pony with pink hair that you can brush with a regular brush.
George was in luck. He had seen a pony just like that over at Vicki's house.
You want to trade a jar of sauerkraut for my pony? No, thanks. That's funny, but I don't want a stick that looks like a hat either. I wouldn't trade this pony for anything. Except maybe a dollhouse.
George didn't have a dollhouse. Allie had a dollhouse, though. If George could trade something for the dollhouse, then he could trade the dollhouse for the pony and trade the pony for the cart. It all made George's head spin.
Ahoy there, George! Could you hand me that hammer? Yep, nothing like building something with your own two hands, I always say.
Building something? That gave George an idea.
You want to trade a jar of sauerkraut for a crate? You got yourself a deal. I do love sauerkraut.
Did you make that? Wow! I love it! Wait right here. Here you go, George.
George couldn't wait to get his cart back.
Hey, George. Like my cart? Allie traded it to me for an old backpack. You want to trade that pony for the cart? No thanks. I need this to help me carry stuff to the swap meet. A swap meet is where lots of people gather in a big space and trade stuff. You should come, it's fun. Who knows? You might find something I would swap the cart for.
Annual swap meet tomorrow only. One person's junk is another person's treasure. Oh, this is great, George. I'll bring all the stuff I want to get rid of. Oh, no, that's the keep pile. That's the get rid of pile. Of course. You never know when you might need a sombrero.
The next day, George hoped that between his sticks and the man's stuff, they'd have something that Bill would trade for.
Got it. Need it. Yeah. I like her sombrero, though.
You want to trade the sombrero? Sure.
You want the cart? It's a deal. Oh, wait. I just traded it to Mr. Quint.
Don't worry. Maybe you can make a trade with Mr. Quint.
Well, that's a dandy fishing reel, but unfortunately, I just swapped the cart with my brother for this singing whale.
49 tons of krill on the wall, 49 tons of krill.
George found Mr. Quint's brother, Flint, but Flint had traded the cart to his other brother, Winch, for a back massager. Wint had traded the cart to Mrs. Rankins for some soap on a rope. And Mrs. Rankins had traded the cart to Vicki.
Sorry, George. I just traded the cart to some people from the city.
George had worked so hard to get that cart back, and now it was gone for good.
There's nothing here that I want. See, I'm an artist. I work with wood, and what I'm looking for are unusual sticks. Well, these are the best sticks I've ever seen. Thank you.
At last, George had a cart. Of course, he no longer had anything to put in it, but that wouldn't last long. When the man with the yellow hat told George he was bringing home a wondrous animal called a chameleon, George decided to surprise it with a gift.
Hi, George. That's terrific. It looks just like jade. Take a look. Yeah, Professor Wiseman and I rescued her when she lost her jungle home. She's, there. See?
Huh?
Look, she's changing color.
Ooh!
Chameleons can do that. See, she's usually green like her jungle surroundings, and that's why we named her Jade. But under the sun's rays, she got warmer, and that made her change color. Watch. Chameleons change color when the temperature changes. And sometimes when their mood changes, too. Anyway, today Jade will get a new home at the zoo. That is, if I can convince Dr. Chroma that she's the kind of rare chameleon he's been looking for.
Oh.
Yep. I've already prepared my speech. Now I just need to pick up some posters. Hey, do you want to feed Jade while I'm gone? Oh, great. Her food's on the table. Just drop in a few pieces and she'll do the rest. Thanks, George. Bye-bye.
Jade had an amazing tongue. George wondered if he could get his tongue to work like that. George had left the cage open. And now Jade was gone. There was no way for George to get to Jade. He'd have to find a way to get Jade to come to him. Introducing Squeaky. What chameleon could resist? Nothing brought out the puppy in Hundley like a squeaky toy. The squeaks were coming from George's apartment. George hoped that Squeaky would lure Jade back to her cage. All he could do now was wait, quietly. George was worried that Hundley would scare Jade. Speaking of Jade, where'd she go? Hundley didn't know a squeaky toy could lick your nose. How was George supposed to keep track of a disappearing, color-changing chameleon? Maybe George could keep track by tracking her tracks. George thought putting paint all over the floor might be too messy. He needed something unmessy that would show Jade's footprints so George could follow them. Flour might work. It was only sort of messy. Hundley didn't know what George was up to. Whatever it wasn't clean. How was George going to see Jade's tracks if their tracks were in the way? Oddly enough, some things work better if you do them backwards. George and Hundley had to step outside for some fresh air. George's plan had worked. Jade's tracks went right out the door. They found the wagon, but Jade was gone. And now she had a million places to hide.
Hi, George. Oh, what happened here? Oh, boy. Hey, Jade. Well, I don't know where George went, but I have to get you to the zoo. I can't be late for Professor Chroma.
George knew he couldn't look everywhere for Jade. He needed a plan. In the apartment, Jade had hidden in 3 places: under the couch, on top of the lamp, and behind the radiator. They were all places George couldn't reach. They were also warm places. Maybe Jade liked to be warm. Maybe that's where George should look. The popcorn popper was warm. But Jade wasn't there. The vegetable barbecue also had heat, but it didn't have Jade. Was there a warm place that George had missed? George had to do was put Jade back in her cage. The cage was gone. That meant that the man had taken Squeaky to the zoo instead of Jade.
Hey, George, what's the rush? Sounds exciting. Well, hop on.
Meanwhile, the man with the yellow hat had just finished telling the dramatic story of Jade's rescue.
And now I would like to examine Jade. If she is the rare chameleon that you say, then, and only then, can she stay.
Well, of course. Squeaky?
What was that sound?
What? The squeak? Oh, hey, let's all go to lunch, huh? I don't know about you, but I'm starving.
The chameleon, please. Show me the chameleon.
Oh, okay. George?
Let me see. Well, it's... perhaps... Yes! This is the chameleon we've been hoping for. Oh, welcome, Jade, to the zoo.